MVP race because his team isn't keeping pace. Right now, 6-7, even though they're leading their division, the NFC East. But any other year, we'd be talking about Dak Prescott down the stretch as a possible MVP in this league. He has really taken a jump in terms of throwing the football in his career.
Case in point, you're right, though. A loss this past week to Chicago, even though Dak threw for 334 and a touchdown. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. The offensive starters now for the Cowboys.
It's so good to see big number 72 Travis Frederick back in a Cowboys uniform. Remember, he missed all of last season with Guillain-Barré syndrome. And prior to that, he'd been to the Pro Bowl 4 straight times at center. And his return, a huge boost to the offensive line. Better to have him in uniform than coaching.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And here are the Raven defensive starters.
Let's go to the middle of the Baltimore defense where Brandon Williams holds court. And we often talk about how difficult it is to stop a big-time runner. How about trying to stop a big-time guy in the middle who wreaks havoc both with pass rush and against the run? Brandon Williams went to his first Pro Bowl at the end of the 2018 season.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read. Better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? Prescott from the gun. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Cyrus Jones back to return for the Ravens. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Lamar Jackson brings out the Baltimore Ravens. Such an electric season for the team, for Lamar Jackson. And, Charles, he became just the 2nd quarterback to top 1,000 yards rushing, 2nd to Michael Vick, who has 1,039. Lamar Jackson now just 22 yards behind him after the win against Buffalo in Week 14.
So what you're saying is that
it's caught inside the 25. A big play that time for the Ravens. 62 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Yeah, he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist bump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we've exerted it all loose.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Put it up. Good. It's in the way.
Quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it.
You got the number, bro.
That dog can't have no fun. He's down.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cowboys offense taking the field again here. And as we talked about in previous weeks, someone has to win the NFC East, but it seems like nobody wants it. The Cowboys continue to have a chance to open up their lead, but they just can't take advantage. Another loss for them on Thursday night, Week 14. This one at Chicago, as we discussed earlier, 31-24. And Charles, that's their 4th loss in 5 games.
And that is absolutely shocking to me because I do not want to play revisionist history. I thought this roster was good enough to compete for the Super Bowl, and I still believe it's the type of roster that should be competing for the Super Bowl. But when you find a team losing like this, it leads to a lot of questions. The owner, Jerry Jones, having a weekly press conference about the status of his head coach, Jason Garrett. But one thing to keep in mind, Jason Garrett's been on the hot seat before. He usually finds a way to turn things around. He's got 3 games left in this season to get that done.
And those 3 games, home for the Rams, at Philly, which obviously will be a big one, and then they finish at home against the Redskins. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Dak finding his tight end Witten, and the Cowboys have a first down. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again. Here on first down. Rolling to, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Tim Williams. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Draw play, Elliott. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. 3rd and long for Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
But you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a...
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk reward is just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. On second down, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Prescott now. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. 20, 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Michael Gallup, 72 yards. As they are now on the board here in the first half.
Didn't I say no?
Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They did nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Charles, as the Ravens offense comes back out here, you know, it's really good to be a Baltimore fan right now. With the win in Buffalo Week 14, the Ravens have already clinched a playoff spot. They can win the AFC North on Thursday night with a victory over the Jets or a Pittsburgh loss.
And they received an early holiday present as well, courtesy of Kansas City's victory over New England this past week. With the head-to-head win over the Patriots back in Week 9, they essentially have a 2-game lead over them with only 3 games remaining for the #1 seed in the AFC. So I think the Ravens front office now going shopping. Going to send a gift back to Kansas City, although it won't come in the form of games.
And they have won 9 straight, Baltimore. That's the longest regular. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Ravens push further out in front. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off, too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted-for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice game.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Out to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second. Oh, Prescott stripped, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Does the big boy have the juice? And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Tucker now for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. This is Elliott. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, you got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Jones on the return. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Forced out to his left. Oh, now some space to operate. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 23 yards on the tuck and run. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Steps away. He's going to take off with it. Refusing to go down. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Everyone in this stadium knows Jackson can do that as well as any QB in the league. They talked about limiting some of his running this year, especially the design runs, but he's still going to scramble when he feels he has green in front of him. He led all quarterbacks last year, 695 yards rushing. And keep in mind, 80% of those came in the 7-game stretch when he was named starter late in the season. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this for both of these guys running the ball well?
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. Play action. It's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Rolling to his right. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Now he'll pull it down. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
They go play action with Jackson. They'll roll him out, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 2 yards out as the Ravens push further out in front. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so. John Harbaugh thought
about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. Play action. Now Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for two more. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for two up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us, and they ended up going for two late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. Well, it could also result in a melee later, though. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter three, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. But sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Prescott, and that's incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Sheds another. Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram. He goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. Now he figures to be the top guy in the Baltimore backfield. Although I guess you could say he's kind of splitting time with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But a great veteran presence. Mark Ingram is behind Jackson. Ingram now in his 9th NFL season. On second down, it's Ingram. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
There goes Mark Ingram. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, 51 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. They've done a good job of holding him down in the first half, but he explodes for a big one right there.
Yeah, I've got an image in my head of him being surrounded by a bunch of people, really, with ropes and other things trying to keep him locked in. But eventually they got tired too. And just as you noted, he broke out.
And it's a guy that usually you can only keep down for so long. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be
This is how we have to do the darn Cowboys. We have to whoop their asses this bad.
Gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just end up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. And that's Elliott, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They go to Elliott again. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning.
There goes Mark Ingram, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. So now, once again, the Ravens will go for 2. They'll try and run with Ingram. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Here's Prescott. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. With Cole Beasley now in Buffalo, you think that might open up some more targets for Michael Gallup. Last year as a rookie, 33 catches for the Dallas Cowboys. Prescott now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an in. There he goes, Amari Cooper. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, 60 yards. And the Cowboys claw one back.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. Marr now to add the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see him back. Just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. Ingram again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They toss to Ingram. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense with that 5-strike.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Tucker now to add the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. To throw is Prescott. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson there on the coverage. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Prescott. Caught by Cobb. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. To the air again, Prescott. And that will be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here's Jones. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Ingram, he's been busy today. Muscles him off. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.